What does one of Wall Street's most iconic CEOs, a self-proclaimed red-blooded American patriot capitalist, really think about China, America's fiercest economic competitor? You might be surprised by just how much respect he has for the country the U.S. is struggling to outpace. Here's why Dimon says he's not pulling out of China anytime soon, and what it means for the future of global finance. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Dimon isn't one to mince words. Known for his sharp analysis, bold opinions, and unwavering belief in American capitalism, Dimon has long positioned himself as a champion of the U.S. financial system. But even he has to give credit where credit is due, and in this case, it's to China. Speaking in Shanghai during a Bloomberg interview on Thursday, Dimon expressed both admiration and cautious pragmatism about the world's second-largest economy. They have done an enormous job over the last 20 years lifting up their people, Dimon said, acknowledging the incredible transformation that's taken place in China since the turn of the century. A capitalist's respect for a communist strategy, despite ideological differences, and his own strong identity as a full-throated red-blooded American patriot capitalist, Dimon emphasized that he sees value in how China has managed its economic strategy. "I don't agree with everything they did," he admitted. "But I understand how a government-business partnership, when strategically aligned, can lift an entire nation." This isn't the first time Dimon has shown respect for China's economic prowess. In his most recent annual letter to JPMorgan shareholders, he wrote that China has been executing a more consistent and comprehensive economic strategy than the United States. That, he says, is why the country has achieved its current status as either the largest or second-largest economy in the world, depending on how you measure it. What China does so well is manage its country as a whole, Dimon wrote. They coordinate government and business to further strategic goals, something we in the U.S. could learn from. J.P. Morgan's long game in China, with rising geopolitical tensions, growing trade disputes, and an intensifying tech Cold War between Washington and Beijing, many global corporations have started reassessing their exposure to China. But J.P. Morgan isn't following that trend, not yet. When asked by Bloomberg whether China remains a priority market for the bank, Dimon didn't hesitate. "Yes, we're long-term investors." He continued, "There's always going to be noise. Yes, there are geopolitical issues causing consternation. But we have to deal with the world as it is, not the world we wish it was. And in that world, we'll continue to grow." Dimon confirmed that J.P. Morgan has no plans to pull back operations in China. The message is clear. Despite trade tensions and rising uncertainty, China is still too big and too important to ignore. Tariffs fall. Optimism rises. The timing of Dimon's comments is significant. Just last week, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced a breakthrough agreement between the U.S. and China to temporarily ease tariffs on imported goods. For a 9-day window, both nations agreed to dramatically reduce tariffs, the U.S. from 145% to 30%, and China from 125% to just 10%. This diplomatic détente could signal a thaw in relations, at least temporarily, and Dimon's remarks appear to reflect cautious optimism about the broader implications for business. "The consensus is that companies are going to continue doing business here," he said. "There may be some adjustments due to the trade negotiations, but I don't think the American government wants to fully disengage from China." Dimon's balancing act. Dimon walks a tightrope. On one hand, he embodies the ideals of American capitalism: fierce competition, free markets, and rugged individualism. On the other hand, he's also the head of a global financial powerhouse that must navigate complex international waters with precision. His comments revealed the nuanced reality facing many multinational CEOs: admiration for China's achievements, doesn't equate to abandoning American values. Instead, it represents a pragmatic approach to global business, one rooted in economic facts rather than political posturing. As the world continues to reshape itself around new power dynamics, Dimon's voice offers a rare blend of realism, patriotism, and global vision. A voice that says, you can respect your rival without forgetting who you are. Bottom line, Jamie Dimon may bleed red, white, and blue, but when it comes to China, he sees green, and he's not afraid to say it.